What up? What up? I guess this is technically episode 2 of the Roast with Friends podcast. We got cut off. Bills got cut off. Didn't pay the electric bill or something like that. It's your boy JayMan. I'm here again with C Rock. I don't know if you want to say something real quick, Chris, before I get in something important I was going on about.
Nah, get into it, baby. Get into it.
All right, for
You
sure.
already know who I am.
I'm gonna rewind it a little bit because I was getting mad. I was getting mad at the thought of grown men not washing their ass. So I'm gonna rewind it a little bit, try to be a little more calm about it this time. So yeah, fellas, if you're having trouble with the ladies, man, here's my tips for you. Take a shower. When you're in the shower, open up those cheeks. Let the soap, the suds, get your little pinky in there or something. Wash around your asshole. Wash up and down the crack every single time. It's not that hard. Wash your ass. I heard so many horror stories of girls going down on niggas and it just smells like doo-doo chips down there. Never gone down on the man, but I'm pretty sure that's a terrible, terrible experience.
Hold on, I gotta add something in there. I'm sorry this has to be said, but don't use the same washcloth to wash your ass cheeks that you use to wash your face. You need 2 different washcloths, all right, my nigga?
You about to say 2 different ass cheeks?
2 different ass cheeks. You already got 2 different ass cheeks, but you need 2 different washcloths. Don't do that.
2 different washcloths.
To wash your ass. One to wash your ass cheeks. Keep them in 2 different locations.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So my bad.
So,
I just had to add that in. Go ahead, J-Man.
Are you good? So after you're done washing your ass, put on some deodorant, put on some cologne, put on a decent shirt, some jeans, and if you really don't feel like looking for shoes in them, man, just Black Air Force energy, man. That's what I've been doing since 2004, 2005. Mm-hmm. So, and just talk to girls, man. Like, don't talk to them like you're trying to get at them. Find out their interests. Talk to them like they're a person. And even if it doesn't work out with that particular girl, if you're friends with her, she's gonna eventually want to hook you with one of her friends. Think of it like a 5th round pick in the NFL draft. Like, it might not work out for you this year, but there's potential there down the line. So
it might not work out with the Panthers, but it might work out with the Patriots.
Yeah, you can't treat these women like objects that you just want to conquer, and you wondering why shit don't work out for you.
Yeah, people. I'm gonna add on to that. Like, your hygiene is extremely important. It's actually a little bit scientifically proven. A woman's sense of smell is on average 6 times better than a man's. Google that shit.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Google that shit. So if you stink, you really stink. But if you smell good, you really smell good to her. So you really like Kate slack on that. You got to just take my word on that. I've done it before. Like, you don't want to do that. So, keep soaps, lotions, cologne. Get good cologne, no cheap shit. Don't be buying your cologne from Walgreens, nigga. Like, literally get you some good cologne, like at least Macy's, something like that, so you can get your smell good on. That's going, if you looking good, you smelling good, man, you ahead of the game right there. And just like J-Man said, you got to know how to talk to them. Getting a woman's a skill set. It's It's like getting friends is a skill set. Let's just throw that out there, because getting people to want to hang out with you is a skill set. So you can't be boring. So you gotta get out there. Like we 90s kids, me and JayMan. So we grew up and you had to go out there and make friends like in person. So
You know,
and we had a big ass friend group. So we were inadvertently learning skill sets that were gonna help us in the like as we got older and we started dating, you know. But yeah, dude. So yeah, JayMan, those 2 points, he ain't lying now.
yeah. So start off with those two. Just learn to become friends with girls first, and
Mhm.
then make sure your hygiene is on point, and you're already in the top 10% because most niggas don't take the time or effort to do either one of those. And then
Yeah,
work on your confidence. If you're not
exactly.
confident already, work on your confidence when you talk to them. That's
That's
all you got to do.
Hey, real shit. You just reminded me of something. Like, yeah, when you said learn to be friends with women. Last episode, we brought up how we were hooking up with those two girls who were best friends.
Yeah.
Like, in all honesty, I didn't even try to get at homegirl. Like, we met at one of our homeboys' parties at his house, and you know, we saw each other. We just started talking, having conversations. We were drinking, you know, just having a good time. And just shit you not, like shit you not. She was just like a couple hours into it. She was just like, "Yeah, I want to fuck the shit out of you," like exact words, exact words. You know what I mean? And it's just like I wasn't even trying. I was really like, just I met her. We were having good conversation. I was really having a good time with her, like
Yeah.
just in all honesty, and like I wasn't really even like just thinking about that, you know. So it was just like you golden when you know how to do that, man.
Yeah,
You
it
know.
works because most of the time, 90% of niggas that come up to them, they don't talk to them. They just like trying to hit them with something slick
Yeah.
and, oh, let me get your number. And
Hmm.
that's it. Like, that's your line. Let me get your number. Like,
Hmm.
talk to her for a little bit. And like the fact that you're actually talking to her, conversing with her, getting to know her, like that turns on a lot of women like that because you didn't just come up to her with
Hmm.
intentions right away. You're
Yeah.
treating her like an actual person.
Yeah.
And a lot of women never experience that, especially with men.
Hmm. Yeah. It's just like, women, women and men both, like, this is true. Like, women have just about almost as equal, if not a higher sex drive than men. Is what most men don't understand is women get turned on differently. Women are more turned on by your energy and your vibes. That's why it's
Yeah.
like, it's, they
Yep.
will put physical attraction a little secondary. Not saying you gotta, but if you look good, you smell good, you can dance, you can sing or something, or you just have something, you can make her laugh. Women are gonna get turned on by that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Men are more visual with it, like, but you know, if you can't, like, there was a saying that one of the homeboys taught me, one of the OGs taught me. He was just like, "Hey man, if you can't make a woman laugh, you can't get into bed with her." Like you ain't go
Uh-huh.
like it's
I'm
just something.
gonna say a quick phrase real quick.
With a
Sorry to cut you off.
nah,
If you can make a girl laugh and giggle, you can make her ass bounce and jiggle.
exactly. Was that in a
I
song?
don't know. I feel like
I
I came
heard
up with
that.
that.
I don't know, but I heard that before. But yeah, like it's true. It's like that's how that's just how women are. Like, and if you don't get that, then you behind the eight ball. You
Yeah,
gonna have a hard time. So it's more like all of it's important. Like how you dress, like, and then you don't even gotta have like really expensive clothes. Like
you don't.
I feel like I dressed really well, but I'm like I said, I'm 40 years old. I done spent $100, more than $100 on a pair of shoes 4 times in my life. And
Yeah, I've only done it twice.
two of those were dress shoes that I have to wear for work. You know what I mean? So
Oh, me technically, yeah, I've done that a couple times for work with those work boots.
yeah, but but I always felt like I dressed nice. I coordinated. I knew how to, just put together a fit, and
Yeah,
here's another good piece of advice that I had to learn. Like, you know, having game and having confidence is about sort of owning who you are and owning what you are. But you also got to look at, like, what's beneficial and what's not beneficial to you. There's certain traits that all of us have that aren't beneficial that are going to hold us back. And you got to
Yeah.
really look at it as like, is this something I should change or is it something I should not? Like me and JayMan, we're both dorks. You can, you look at it, we both got Funko Pops in the back, in the back,
Yep.
and we both read comic books, watched wrestling, fucking play video games. We still play video games,
Anime.
anime, all that shit. But you just kind of like, hey, dude, that's who we are. And you got to just
Mhm.
accept it and just be like, hey, man, some women ain't going to be attracted to that. And that's fine. But hey, this is who I am and I got to be who I am. And you're ultimately going to look like more attractive. But at the same time, like video games, it could be beneficial to you, but it also can hold you back. You can't be on Call of
Yeah.
Duty all the time. You know, you got to have hobbies that get you out the house. We both all had that. We both
Hmm.
all, you know, had things that like got us out the house and got us into social situations because real shit, a lot of times, a lot of women we met, we didn't meet them like at the club or at parties. We met them through friends. One
Yeah.
of my one of my ex-girlfriends I met through his ex-girlfriends, or I met other girls I talked to. Remember when you were
Wait,
dating
which one?
remember I didn't want me to say her name?
I don't care.
Nyla. Remember when we were that it was just a random party we had went to. I was driving because you and Nyla were drunk, and like
Yeah.
we went to one of her coworkers' parties,
Hmm.
and we just stopped off because I forgot where we were going. And remember, you were roasting one of her coworkers because she had the disposable camera still.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. She's
Yeah,
out, wait for the flash. Wait for the
like what?
flash.
She got a disposable camera. Like you roasted her right in front of her. Like that shit was so fun. She was so
I ain't
disrespectful.
seen one of those motherfuckers in like 10
Yeah,
years, dude.
yeah, like that shit was so funny.
Damn.
But
I'm
remember
glad
at
we
that
named
part,
this podcast Roast with Friends because I
yeah,
forgot all about that.
I'll never forget that shit. But like, but yeah, I remember like, yeah, I ended up meeting some girl at that party. Like she ended up like, oh, we called a look. She ended up giving me her number. Whatever. I was like, dude, just
Hmm.
just through that, if through Nyla, I met her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and yeah, nothing came out of it, but still, you know what I mean? Like, it's just you you got to put yourself in those situations and have that friend group, and that friend group got to include women, good
Yep.
looking women who you like. We're gonna put these pictures. We got to go back, get our MySpace pictures, and get all the shit. Just show our group of homegirls, and just that we hung out with. And these is a group of gorgeous ass women that we never slept with. Like we
Yeah.
never did anything with. We chill with them daily. We were inseparable, but it's just like they were some of the best friends we ever had. And it was just like those relationships
Yeah.
were really priceless. You know what I mean? But inadvertently through them, they end up getting us like a lot of women. And that's gonna go into the point, like into my last point. It's like, all right, if you're gonna go into a situation, all right, the value of having a female friend is just it's stupid if you don't have female friends because one, you're cutting out half of the population of just saying, oh, I'm not gonna be friends with them. Oh, that's half of the fucking
Yeah.
population. Females have a different perspective, different life, different ways of seeing things, and a lot of it really is valuable. But inadvertently they got us a lot of women because we went to parties, clubbed with them, and it's just me. Like sometimes it just be me and you with 7, 8 girls, like who
Yeah.
are our homegirls. But other women are gonna see that, and they look at you, and you look safer than the dude who's sitting at the fucking bar with the drink, looking at all the women like a fucking serial killer and shit.
Joey.
Yeah, Joey Rule. That's an inside
Oh
joke.
man.
That's a story for another fucking episode, but we gotta tell y'all about
I
Joey
wonder
Rule.
what girl he's stalking right now.
Straight up. But you go look safer because the women are gonna look at because I'm not saying they're gonna get jealous. Women are gonna look at you and be like, they're gonna look and be like, okay, yeah, they're obviously just friends. But if he can hang out with these gorgeous ass girls and not be a fucking douchebag, then there's a solid chance he's not a douchebag, and
Yeah.
so we showed up with these girls and then like we would talk to other girls and it would just inadvertently be easier because they would peep us like, oh, two fly ass dudes walking around dressed to the nines. And then, we would just go up and we just talk to them. And then boom, we were getting numbers left and right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I
And
got a story time that you just reminded me of. I gotta get in here real quick, Chris. You
no,
remember
go
that
ahead.
one time? It might be the same night that you're talking about. You remember that one night where these two Mexican girls came up to us? They actually were on us. You remember that? And then like
Yeah.
they're in the middle of us. So I'm dancing on one, the two
Yeah.
girls are in the middle, you're dancing on the other side. So it was
Yeah.
like a Latina sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And this bitch turned around and said some borderline, I mean, I don't want to say racist, but
It was probably
borderline,
racist.
I guess, stereotype. So like she's dancing on me. She like leans back into my ear and she's like, "So is it true?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "The rumor." I'm like, "What rumor?" She's like, "The rumor about black guys." I'm like, "Oh, I can't let this moment go to waste." So I was like, "Hell yeah, it's true. Order a bucket of chicken, bitch. I'll take a bite." And then
Oh yeah.
she grabbed her friend's hand and just took off to the other side of the dance floor.
I remember I was so dumbfounded on why they just took off.
You're like, because the fucking club is so loud. You're like, what
What
happened
just
to those
happened?
girls? I thought they were feeling us. I was like, I'm gonna have to tell you later, but it's like that's just
Uh,
our personality. Like, if you can't laugh at that funny ass joke, like I don't want to be around you anyways, because that's not even a top 10 most offensive shit I'll say that whole night. So
yeah, like
my bad. I just had to do story
nah, that
time
was
real
I
quick.
remember that now. I just remember I think was that the night I got which club were we at?
Sevilla in downtown Riverside.
I think I got fucking tore up drunk that night. Is that the night I
You
left with
got toe up drunk a lot of nights, so
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
doubt
was that
it.
the night I left with Jesse and I was acting a fool outside the charger. Remember how he had the
I
charger
don't
on
know.
24s? And I was actually, yeah, yeah. All right, anyway.
No, that's a different damn. We gotta do another story time. That was the night that we went to that party in downtown and at UCR
And you jumped on the
that
couch.
party where I yeah
All right, but
these
you gotta let me
Asians
tell it.
from UCR.
You gotta let
All
me tell
right,
this one. You gotta
all
let me tell
right,
this
I'm
one.
gonna let you do this one.
So I don't know how we heard about this fucking party. We just heard about this, right?
Yeah, we
Well, we
didn't
heard
know
through it.
anybody there.
Yeah, we didn't know nobody. We went with two of our homegirls. I think oh yeah, Veronica's cousin was going there at the time. That's how she knew about it.
Oh, okay.
So it was just mind you, we pull up this apartment complex, you don't hear shit. We're just like, all right, like, is there a party? Like, you sure there's a party here? She's like, yeah. So she go to this door and then like you start to kind of hear the music. So we're like, okay. So we're thinking like, oh, there's like a couple people here. She knock on the door. They open the door. There's a full-fledged party. There's like 60 people in
Yeah,
this
it's
apartment.
fucking packed.
And like we walk in, it's hot as shit in there.
Yep.
So they wouldn't open any of the damn windows because they didn't want to disturb the neighbors. So people just in there drinking, dancing and shit. So this dude go and he turned on the AC. So you turn the AC down really, and he's like, "Man, who turned on the AC?" It's like it's hot, motherfucker. And then they didn't say nothing. Like I was like, "How you disrespect that nigga about his AC?" And then later on, like we partied and we danced on the dance floor, and this nigga get on the couch and start dancing, and they're like, "Hey man, get out!" And this nigga legitimately jumped up and was jumping on the couch. Fuck your couch, nigga. Get another couch, you rich motherfucker. And they didn't do shit. I was like, how the fuck you disrespect these dudes
Oh
in their
shit.
own apartment, jumping on their
That
couch? And I was
shit
like,
was
somebody
so
actually
funny.
that just organically worked out to where it just you just said that line and it just wasn't like no dumb bullshit. It was literally you were jumping on somebody's couch, screaming "fuck their couch."
We should have
Like,
got our asses jumped by them
yeah,
Asians that night, man.
I shit, we would have deserved it. Like
Yeah, we
we would
would
have
have
got
deserved
rushed.
that one.
We were so I forgot where we were drinking. I know what we were drinking, but I forgot. Like, damn, I forgot most of that night. Like, nah, but all right. We got a little off tangent, but but you got to know how to create those moments. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying being disrespectful, but like it just makes you a more interesting person Like
Yeah.
nobody, women don't want to be around somebody who's boring. They can forgive you for a lot of shit. A woman can forgive you for being broke, for being a lot of things. She'd never forgive you for being boring. Like she'd
Yeah.
never tolerate a boring dude. Because honestly, like I don't want to hang out with a boring person. You know what I mean? So that's the next step. You gotta do this for you, but not to get women. Like all these experiences we had amongst each other is because we wanted to chill with each other. You know what I mean? It was more of like I was going to hang with my cousin. You know what I mean? Like, and I was going to hang with my homegirls. It wasn't like I went there
Yeah.
expecting to meet women. It just happened. I was always ready, but there were nights we would go to the club or go to a party. There'd be a bunch of girls and never and wouldn't get a number. You know what I mean? But I still have fun because I was with my friends. It's like you
Yeah.
got to go there and live your life. You got to have that life, because that's actually will turn women on too. You know what I mean? Like they want to see you doing your own thing, not just fucking sitting around playing Call of Duty all day. Like nobody gives a fuck about your kill death ratio in fucking Warzone. You
And with that
know,
time we vetoed the party.
yeah. We went to this party one time and it was so boring. And what was it? Halo 3 just came out.
Halo 3 had just came
Yeah.
out. You could veto maps.
Yeah, you can veto the map. And this party was so boring. We were like, man, let's veto this party. And we went home and played Halo. Fuck this shit. That party, remember?
Oh
And then the
shit.
cops had showed up, right? We were leaving. And then like we tried to go out the gate and the whole gate fell.
Oh shit. Yeah, they fucked that gate up.
like, like, it was so funny. Like
We're
it
like,
was
I
like
guess we'll go a different way out of here.
we were trying to go out there, and there was a door on the gate, and it was like probably about 10 feet from the neighbor's yard to the house. And then we hit the door, and then the motherfucking whole gate fell. like, oops. That shit was so stupid. But yeah, it's just like times like that, man. Like having those experiences is like honestly priceless. But like honestly, getting the women and all these like experiences I had with the women were just sort of secondary. It wasn't like
Yeah.
primary or what we were trying to do. It's like baseball. Anybody who played baseball, like like the more you try to hit a home run, the more you just gonna strike out. Like you gotta
Yep.
just go up there, follow, wait for your pitch and wait for your and if you do all these things, if you got good social, if you got good hygiene, good social skills, you make yourself look good. You're an interesting person. Like you gotta wait for your pitch though. You gotta wait for you know, your opportunity to meet a girl, and you will begin to pick it out. You'll begin to just know. Like the minute you talk to her, like, yeah, I can get her, like, okay, yeah, I can get her number. Yeah, something like that, like it'll happen. You just gotta be ready. It'll happen at any moment. Hey, remember we were at that club at Morongo at on Thanksgiving weekend? and
Man.
like and like so we would pregame. So yeah, we would always show up like, we cheap. We would show up to the clubs, there's get in free before 9, and you get in free and they stamp your hand. And then we would just go and like we would go to the parking lot and we would just get drunk in the parking lot for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. That's the homies. And then
Yeah, the way we would walk back in though, because we would have the stamp, we were all buzzing, drunk, feeling good. And then we
swag on a
would
hundred
just
thousand
walk
million.
past the line, talking to the girl, say something slick, walk right past her, get to the front of the line, go up to the bouncer, got that V, baby.
We would do that so much. Like, yeah, and then they
and
let
and
us in.
I remember one time the girls at the front of the line, they're like, "Who are those guys?" Like we just had that energy about us. Like,
Yeah, and it was like I remember, like, yeah, like I just saw this girl earlier that night. We just had a little conversation. I was like, I just kind of like, okay, whatever. And then I ended up seeing her later on when I was waiting in the line to go to the bathroom. Just stopped her,
yeah,
chopped it up. Boom, hey, like just told her I was fucking drunk. So like when you drunk, you fucking get all honest and just like I just told her like
yeah,
I didn't spit no lines, nothing. I just told her I was like, hey, she was like she was gonna go back with her friends. I was like, hey, hey, you're really gorgeous. I would love to take you out sometime. Can I get your number? Can we exchange numbers? And she was just like, yeah. It's just how just a genuine moment. Hey, you're looking really beautiful. Blah blah blah.
yeah,
Hey, and if they deny you, hey, that's cool too. That's another thing. Don't ever get offended if a girl rejects you. Don't take that shit
Yeah.
personally. If she's not interested in you, she's not interested in you. Don't, fuck you there, bitch. Like it's just, that's
Yeah,
cool too. Hey, that's
that's some
cool.
lame ass nigga shit, man.
Yeah. Like just be like, hey, hey, can I get your number? Nah, I don't think, hey, come, you can try twice. Sometimes like girls don't want to come off easy, so you try twice. Just like, hey, let me get your number. I will take you out sometime. Like, oh no, I'm okay. Like, girl, I didn't say marry me or nothing. Like, come on,
Yeah.
it's just dinner. Like, hey, we have a good time. It'd be cool. Like, and then they'd be like, oh, yeah, like, but after that second time, they're like, nah, like, hey, you know what? That's cool too. Like, and
Hmm.
just let it go. Sometimes they come back around. Like it happened to me. Remember in Vegas? That happened to me in Vegas. I did that to this chick. And she was just like, nah. I ended up getting her number later on. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like, just hey, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just those little things, they're super important. They don't sound like it, but they're super important. It's just, hey, what's the worst thing? Some girl said no to me. The sun's still gonna come up the next day. I still got my homies. I still got my life. I'm still me. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, and y'all gotta have that same mentality. Like,
Yeah.
that's just my advice. Be less toxic. Because ultimately, like, yeah, you meet a lot of these girls and like you just might not even be compatible with them like that. They might be gorgeous, they might be your type, but you might not even be compatible. And it's just like, or they might not even be that great sometimes. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world. The what mattered the most about that time in our lives was like that like me and my friends had each other. You know what I mean? That was the important part. You know what I mean? Like all the
Yeah.
times I
Every
got laid,
weekend.
every time I got laid, every time that shit, that was like I said, that was secondary. You, you know. Remember we went to that one party and we found the scooters in the backyard and
Oh
we rode them. We started
shit.
riding them all through the house. That was so good.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
we
We
were
was
going
some
around.
niggas for that.
We were riding them all around the dance floor.
That was
Like
crazy. We was always on some nigga shit, man. I'm surprised we never got our asses beat.
we would have deserved that one, too. Like we would have deserved that one too.
We
you know.
picked up their kids' scooters from outside and rode them around the house.
Remember that one party where we drank the kids' drinks?
Oh yeah, he had those little Clifford juice boxes.
Because they
I was
didn't have
like,
no
fuck,
water.
I need a fucking chaser. Like all the juice is gone. I'm like, what you mean? It's some Clifford juice right here. That big ass red dog. I drank the shit out of those juice boxes, nigga.
That shit was so stupid. Like,
Damn.
and then Justin got all drunk and threw up all over those people's car when he was leaving.
Oh, that's not even the worst part. When he was drunk inside the party, he was drinking. He just got a new cup of Jesus juice. He starts drinking the Jesus juice, and then he looks around. He's like, I don't want this anymore. I'm drunk. Pours it on the fucking carpet in the middle of the dance floor. I'm like, all right, you don't want this drink anymore, you drunk ass nigga. You don't just pour it on the fucking carpet.
Dude, it's comedy. We
That's
were,
some drunk nigga shit, man.
and that was that night I had met that one girl where she was, I didn't even like die, like just to be honest, 90% of that night I don't even remember.
That was one of those
Like
nights I got the perfect amount of drunk. So I remember all the nigga shit we was on.
I I I don't remember. I remember the beginning. I remember when we started drinking, and
Wait,
I don't remember
wasn't there? I don't know if you're talking about the same girl, but weren't you calling that girl credit score or something or
motorcycle.
motorcycle? You're calling
Yes.
her motorcycle. You got to tell
So
that fucking story.
so I don't remember this, but like apparently I had met this girl, we were talking, and like I had told her I was thinking about getting a motorcycle. And like she was like, oh yeah, I was like, and I mentioned something about my credit score. Like I just had too much on my credit at the time. And she's like, oh, I got really good credit. And I was like, all right, girl, you could buy me a motorcycle. And then I spent that whole night just calling her motorcycle every time. Like I'd see her and I'd hug her and I'd be like, hey, motorcycle. Like, oh, like it. And then I forgot about all that shit. And then I ended
Oh
up seeing
man,
her again at the same homeboy, a different party that he threw.
yeah,
And she talked to me for like 45 minutes. And you know how somebody talk to you like they know you? And she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hey, how are you doing? No, how you been?" And all this shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, fine." Like I'm just like, "Oh yeah." Dude. She shut on the conversation in probably about 40 minutes. She's like, "You don't remember me, do you?" I'm like, "Nah." And then she reminded me of all that. And then like you remembered it. And I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I do not remember that. Like that whole night was a blur." Like, I was like, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah,
Like I
you over
remember
here preaching not to treat women like objects. You're literally calling this bitch
it's
motorcycle.
like, so hey, but that's another good point. And that's just something we're gonna bring up in further episodes. Like sometimes you just gotta grow. Sometimes we are just douchebags and we don't remember it. We don't realize it
Yeah.
till like something happens and you're just like, yeah, I'm kind of a douche. You know what I mean? Like, but you gotta grow and you
Yeah,
gotta get
you used to be real bad because you used to have no filter. Like you would think some fucked up shit about a girl and you would just blurt it out.
yeah, man, I was a dick, dude. Like it was just I just said whatever's on my mind. So sometimes I still do it, just to be honest. Like it's
Yeah, I
just I
do
can't.
catch you once in a while.
Like I can't like whatever comes to mind, I just blurt it
Mm.
sometimes. But like you gotta like realize and make changes. Just like I said earlier in the episode, like sometimes you gotta understand what's advantageous towards you and what's not. Cause yeah, that would hold me back. I would just bro, I told you when that I was dating this, you didn't know her. I was dating this one chick. And we were getting down and we're going at it, and she was just like and I'm like, she had a baby, by the way, and so she was just like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And she was like, it hurts, and I was like, girl, a human being came out of here. Girl, don't sit here and like sit here and it hurts. What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
remember that.
And
A
I was
human being came out, not even a baby. This nigga
like,
said a human being came out of this thing, girl.
I'm just sitting here like, oh, it hurts. Like, you better like I was like, and then I thought about that. Like, yeah, that was kind of an asshole thing to say in the moment.
Yeah, it
You know
was.
what I mean? But like,
I got another story time about you being an asshole.
who would go
You
there?
remember that time at the mall?
Oh
We were just walking around the mall, walking past the food court, and like I'm just chilling with Chris, and then this girl walks up, starts talking to Chris, and me, I'm just like, you know how when like two people are talking, you don't really know the other person. Chris didn't introduce me, so I'm sitting there like doing the awkward, like yeah, like looking back and forth at them talking. At the end of the conversation, they're about to disperse, and then uh Chris is like, "Oh, it's like it's good to see you. I didn't even know you're pregnant." And then she looks at Chris like sideways. She's like, "I'm not pregnant." And then Chris just goes, "Oh," and then walks away. And I'm
yeah.
standing there with the girl still like, "Ah, shit, I'm gonna go this way then." Like, I'm like, who the fuck leaves a conversation like that? You didn't apologize.
There was
You didn't
nowhere to go
say.
with that one, bro. I was like, our relationship was over. That was a ex coworker. I was like, our relationship was over from there. And I was like, there was nowhere to go with this shit. So I just walked away. You know what I mean? Like I gotta take this L right here, bro. Because
uh, I'm not pregnant, Chris. Oh.
just I didn't like. How do you recover from that one?
I
Because
don't,
you don't
I
like.
don't know, but I don't know why it sounded like you just solved the mystery, nigga.
I didn't know what to say. I was
Like you just found out who the killer was on Scooby Doo.
oh,
Oh,
it was Mr. Jefferson the whole time. Oh,
and I want to get away with it. Wouldn't see you meddling kids and that damn dog.
Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. No, but like, yeah, that shit. But yeah, dude, yeah, that was just a fault I had that I had to like kind of correct. You know what I mean? Because like it wasn't advantageous. It actually kind of fucked up a lot of. It kind of messed up a couple relationships or potential relationships and
Yeah, I
shit that I
bet.
could have had. But sometimes it was like sort of right, like that you just say what you say because then it's just like you get sometimes straight to the nitty gritty. We got 4 minutes, by the way, but like,
For sure.
but like, just other times, like you just I just found out who people are a lot quicker because I was a lot more honest about how I thought. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I just man, I hope this helps though. Like, you know, because that's part of the reason why we're doing this podcast, man. Because, you know,
Yeah.
I feel like we had, because me and JayMan, we knew, you know, like we, this has been my right hand man for a long time, like high school days and shit. And it's just like we went through
Yep.
just a lot and grew a lot. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like a lot of the experiences, I feel like we just had a great childhood and a great like 20s and 30s, you know,
Yeah.
you know, and it was special, you know, like, and we learned a lot from, like, me and you learned a lot from each other. Like J-Man's a lot more responsible than I am financially, you know, like, and I had to pick up shit like from him, like that I fuck up, and you know, it's just shit like that. And I just think like that's important. That's what made me the person that I am, the father that I am, and all that. So it's just like, you know, just having those skill sets. Like we bring it up, like when you said like about Kobe. I was gonna say Kobe Montana. I don't know why. The fuck is Kobe Montana? Kobe Bryant. You know, the my Mamba mentality. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Um, where he said like sometimes you just gotta, even in a win, when you win a game, you look at the tape. He'll look at the tape and say, "What could I have done better?"
Yeah.
And sometimes in life, you got to do that. Like, hey, man, even in my marriage, I feel like my marriage is successful. He has a successful relationship with his girlfriend, but sometimes you got to look and say, hey, what can I do better? And you got to
Yeah.
look at a situation that you were in and just know you fucked it up sometimes. Like you met a girl and like, damn, dude, yeah, I kind of fucked it up. Like when I said with the situation with homegirl, like that was part of the reason why me and her stopped talking, like because I was kind of an asshole, not just in that moment.
Yeah. And
And I
then
had,
another thing I wanted to talk about before we got to get out of here. Um, we got really lucky because we kind of matured like similar paths. Like kind of
yeah,
like how we referred to earlier is like some niggas ain't grown up, like it's talking about where the hoes at. And
hmm,
it's like some niggas I talk to or they try to reconnect with me and I'm like, you still on that same shit, dude. Like
hmm,
I'm grown now. Like I don't want to be
yeah,
talking about like some of this shit I was talking about when I was 25. And it's
yeah,
like, so it's like I appreciate and I love my friends and those acquaintances we had back in the day. But it's like I'm at a new level. And it's like if you can't get up here,
yeah,
like we can just keep it cordial, talk about the
yeah,
Lakers, talk about sports, but anything outside of that, I don't
yeah,
really fuck with you like that. But like, so I'm glad me, you and Drake too. Like we just all kind of matured similar
exactly.
levels. So like when I was on some new shit, Drake was kind of doing that new shit, and then you were doing new shit. And it's
Yeah,
cool. Like we can learn and grow together. So
yeah, exactly. Hey, but we got to cut it right here.
for
We gonna
sure.
hit we gonna hit that third episode. We're gonna try to record weekly, at least 2 episodes a week, maybe one. We'll work out a schedule, you know. But thanks for tuning in. We're gonna upgrade eventually, so we get more than 40 minutes. So,
So don't get no more
right now,
timer.
yeah.
All right.
All
Thanks
right, then,
for
y'all.
tuning in to the Gross and Friends podcast, y'all.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.